What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to talk to you about how the iPad Pro has revolutionized my life and my business and made me 2 or 3 times more productive when I got it in January of this year of 2020. So this is what my desk used to look like. And ever since I've been doing these videos, I've had a lot of people reach out and say, you're on this iPad a lot. Tell me more about it. So the productivity tips that I'm going to give you today, I'm going to tell you the whole story. I'm going to give you everything, all the tools that I've used, what I bought, how I bought them, and why, and how I go through them each day to make sure that I get the most that I can out of them. So this is what my desk used to look like. I used to have these pieces of paper folded in half with checklists on them, with different things and tasks, and they would be spread out all over. So got rid of those. Then I had all of these notebooks. Like I had a notebook for everything, small notebook, large notebook. I had notes in them from the last 5-6 years. I would just fill up a notebook, put it on the shelf, and I wouldn't know where anything is. So got rid of those too. So now, the pen. I also got rid of the pen. So the other day I was looking for a pen and I had no idea where it was. I didn't have one around me, so I couldn't write with it. But I don't need any of that stuff anymore. So these 3 pieces right here are what I've used now to keep everything. All of the notebooks in here, all of the notes, all the to-dos, all the tasks in here. I have a planner that I started using, this Boldly & Co planner, which is absolutely amazing, in here. So I was able to get rid of all the clutter. I go on a lot of trips. I travel a ton. And what happened was I was bringing all these, like, what notebooks do I need to bring? What planner do I need to bring? My bag is like 50 pounds, just my laptop bag with things. So now all I need to do is bring a laptop and my iPad. And even some of you might just be able to bring your iPad with a keyboard instead of a laptop. So here's what I've got. And you know, where did this all come about? So that's probably the first step for me. So the first thing, in January 1st, we flew out to California and did a 7-figure flipping planning meeting. So our quarterly EOS planning meeting, and Mike Simmons was there, and he had this Microsoft Surface with a pencil, and I saw him writing on it, and so I was intrigued. And so I asked him, what do you do on it? And he showed me what's possible. You can highlight stuff, you can erase, you can search, you can do all of these things. So that was the catalyst to me going to look for the iPad Pro or the Microsoft Surface. And where did I go? I went to the internet and I asked all my friends on Facebook. I asked people, I did research. I searched here on YouTube, all of these different places to find out what was best. And what it turned out was the iPad Pro was best for my life. I have a Mac computer. I have everything in the cloud. I have all of these different things. So it integrates really well. And the one thing that people brought up is, what do you already use? iPad will integrate better with your iPhone, with your Mac, with all of the things that you do. So I'm going to show you how I use it. So here's what I bought. So I was a novice at this. I had an iPad from a long time ago, but the iPads have come a long way. So I bought an 11-inch iPad Pro. And I didn't need a ton of memory, so I didn't buy one with a ton of memory because I know I was only just going to take these documents and use it basically as a notebook. I love to write things. So I write things down in notebooks, on paper, everywhere. It ingrains in my mind. I think about stuff and I just want to write it down. And the problem I was having is I didn't have access to it all the time, that information. Now I do. It's all in one place. So I bought the iPad Pro. And then I bought this paper. I got it and it was like writing on glass at first. So I got this Paperlike surface that is just a sticker that you can put on top. It's a cover, and it feels a lot more like writing on paper. And I'll put the links to all of this stuff down in the description. So iPad Pro 11-inch is what I got, and it looks like this. It's right here. So just this standard iPad Pro. And then at first, I didn't have a case, and I was worried about damaging it, dropping it, all of those things. So what I did was I reached out to some folks and said, hey, what case do you guys recommend and like? And at first, I bought a keyboard for it that came with a case. I didn't really like it. It was bulky. It was heavy. I never really used the keyboard. So I got this Urban Armor Gear case, this UAG case. It's got like a magnetic cover. It's got an opening for the camera and everything. And it's got an area where the pencil goes on it. So it looks like this. I got the red one, this UAG case. It's somewhere around $50, something like that. And so the iPad just kind of fits right in here. You snap it in, and that was it. The one thing that I did have to do was I cut back the film a little bit on the edges so it wouldn't pop up off the corners of the case. Because when I got the case, the film went all the way to the edges of the iPad and it was lifting up and kind of pulling back. And then I got an iPad pencil. So this Apple Pencil for the iPad, so I can just write right on the iPad. So this is what it looks like. The pencil goes right there in the corner. And now I can walk around just with this. So I've got this case. I open it up. It can also kind of sit up and turn around and do all different things. And that's it. So now what I want to do, those are the products. One thing I will say is I wish that I knew that there was a discount for military. So if you're a military member, Apple has some great discounts, 10% off for any of their products for military. So I just bought new computer, new iPad, the pencil, all that stuff in January, and I didn't use it. So I probably could have saved $300-400 on all the stuff that I bought. So keep that in mind if you're a military member, veteran, or a spouse of a military member or veteran. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see exactly how I use this iPad for my productivity. And I use a program called Airserver. So Airserver is it's like $19.99 for the year. It allows me to share my screen and record the screen and all that stuff. So they also have a free trial, so you can check that out. That's one thing that I use when I share this with our mastermind members and obviously these videos. So here's what the face of the iPad looks like. And I've got different things set up, like some different apps and things like that on there. But this is the app that I primarily use. It's called Goodnotes. So that's the next point. I bought the iPad and then there was a bunch of different notes feature, but I use this app called Goodnotes and it's right down here in the bottom left. And so I'm going to click on that. So inside Goodnotes, you can see I've got all kinds of different things that I've done in here. But mainly what I do is I'm looking at some of these different folders. So I'm writing a book right now and I've got my planner and at different events that we have one-on-one with my staff and my team. Here's a little thank you note that my son wrote as we were kind of working on his merit badges. So you can see I've got all these different things that can come up. We did something for my wife on Mother's Day. So you can see what this looks like. It was a little note to her and then we emailed that to her. So I can just kind of open these things up and go through them. One cool feature of this is the search function, which I really love this search feature. So the other day I was talking about a church service that I wanted to remember, and they were talking about sheep. And in here, you can see, here's my church service, and here's my July event from Nashville. And I was actually talking about it at our July event. So here's from the church service. I can see page 2, 4, and 5 are sheep comes up, right? So here's week 2 of our virtual service. It says sheep won't lie down unless they feel completely safe. They can't protect themselves. They're only safe. So you can see each time. So it actually reads my handwriting and I can go search and use the search function for that. Really cool stuff. And then you can basically just, what I really love, let's do another practice here. Let's say I want to grab something from my desktop. And so I can import a document here from my computer right now. Like I just had this PDF, what the heck is EOS? And I can import that book, this PDF book that I bought, right? This ebook. And I can go through and I can read this book, What the Heck is EOS? And so I can just flip right through here. And I'm trying not to make you too dizzy, but I can go straight to page 1, read the introduction, and I can go highlight things. I can write notes in this book. Like, great point. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can change the colors. I can write some things in here. I can change the highlight colors. Maybe I want to go blue up in this area for some reason. So lots of things that you can do inside of this feature of Goodnotes. So what do I use it for primarily, and how do I make sure that everything's in one place? So what I really like to use this for is my planner. So I'm going to jump into my planner, and right here you can see I use this Boldly & Co. planner. So again, I'm going to recommend them again. And they've got this concept of like doing this brain dump every week before you start your week. So I have a document here that's like my weekly brain dump. So I can just make every week you can see, here's the brain dump that I had from that week. So this week of the July 13th, I need to make some YouTube videos, which I'm doing right now. Flip Hacking Live marketing plan. Create the affiliates with Flip Hacking Live podcast plan. We're launching a new podcast, a new ad for that podcast at the end, different challenge videos. I'm doing this money raising challenge right now, creating and finalizing all the PDFs, the virtual event podcast episode for Tuesday. So all of the things all of my to-dos, right? All the things, get them out of my mind and put them here. So once I get them here, then I can go to the PDF feature of Boldly & Co. planner. So I bought, you can buy the PDF version instead of just the entire book. And so when I go through here, then here's my weekly brain dump. It all goes on here. There's priority actions, other items, things like that. And I can just go through and let's look at that week. So July 13th, here it is right here. So what you can see here is my July 13th week is these priority actions that I needed to do. So the highest priority were the podcast episode, the Thursday podcast, so Tuesday podcast, Thursday podcast, Flip Hacking Live marketing plan to market our tickets to Flip Hacking Live, and the challenge videos. And then all my other actions came down here, and I was able to delegate a couple of these tasks. And then I had some quick tasks down here. So you can see I can use it where I start filling up my week right here in each of these documents. And then I can go to my old planner weeks, and you can see here's all the old planner weeks from June, May, April, all these things. I can go back and look and see how productive I was. The other cool thing is I have these annual goals. This is what the notebook looked like, right? I had this planner, and I took a picture of my annual goals. I bought this in the beginning of the year, and then I got the iPad about mid-January. So all of these things, how did I do in 30 days? How am I doing in 6 months? And right now it's about time for me to go through my 6-month goals. How am I doing? Attending events and developing mindset. That's been a challenge. I've attended a lot of virtual events. No phones in the evening. I don't know if I'm there yet. Like, I'm getting there. Donate our first house. We did that. So I can check. We donated a house in the first half. One event. I have not done an event in support of Operation Underground Railroad, but it's coming. It's coming this year, this month. So I can go back to all of these different things. Here's another one. So I can just kind of close these things out, close out July 13th, close out what the heck is EOS. Here's the plan for this video. I can put this up on my computer while I'm talking to the camera. I can go through all of this, my weekly brain dump. So on Sunday, every Sunday I sit down and I'll create one for this Sunday, and I'll put everything on here and then move it over. Here's the other really cool thing is these are all notebooks. So I have different notebooks. If I go in here, 7-figure flipping, I've got my podcast, and I've got a Flip Hacking Live podcast and the 7-figure flipping podcast and YouTube videos. I've got notes in all of these. I've got, let's see, right here in EOS, I've got my marketing meetings for our company. I can go through that. I've got different processes that I list out. I can go through our events section. So if I want to talk about Flip Hacking Live, here's my Flip Hacking Live 2020 notebook and all the things that we're doing for Flip Hacking Live. So everything is in here. And what was really cool about it, for those of you that are like, it's going to be, what about all the notebooks that I had before? Well, what I was able to do is go through and scan all of those notebooks. So here's my Flip Hacking Live. Here's some to-dos for the 7-figure runway group. And you can see I was able to scan them all in, create them in a PDF, put them on my desktop, and then just import them. And so I imported every single notebook that I was carrying around before. I imported them all into this iPad, and then I got rid of those notebooks. Like, they're gone. And I didn't throw them out or burn them. They're sitting on a shelf, but they're my backups, right? I don't need that anymore. It's all right here. And all this information is in the cloud. So if I want to go grab it from my computer, if I don't have the iPad, I can. I can even open the Goodnotes app on my phone and look something up and read it. I don't typically write things and put it in my my Goodnotes app on my phone. I can, but it's a little bit of a challenge, just the functionality. But I can go look at it. I don't have to have my iPad, and I can look up some of the notes or the to-dos or my planner if I don't have it with me. And so really, really valuable. This is the way that I have really kind of like 10x'd my productivity, if you will, as of January. I'm able to keep everything in one place. I don't lose time. When I'm on the road, I always have what I need. If I'm traveling, it's just the iPad. It's there. I don't have to bring 10 notebooks. And so huge benefit for me of what's possible inside of this iPad. And just keep in mind, the only thing I use it for, I can check my email and I can use the Goodnotes app. And right now, that's it. So there's an endless amount of possibilities for me to use this going forward. And I'm excited about learning a lot of different things from it. I'm excited to jump further in and keep developing this. But just the fact that I got rid of about 15 notebooks and it's all right here, and I can bring my planner and execute my productivity to a higher level. So I have everything right in front of me. If I have an idea, I bring this to church. I open it up and I'm writing my notes in church. You saw my church notes. And so every week I have that, and I can look back on things if I need them. And so I was always writing notes in my phone or on a piece of paper, and then they would get lost, be in my flight suit when I was flying. All these ideas just come to us. You're an entrepreneur, right? These ideas are popping in your mind all the time. Just open it up and have an idea journal. So you probably saw I have like a story journal. I have an idea journal. I have all of these things in here. And then now it becomes, okay, how do I How do I organize this? I have one-on-ones with my staff. Here's a big tip if you have people that work for you. I have a folder that's one-on-one with staff. It's every staff member that I have. So if I want to talk to them about something during our weekly one-on-one meeting, and maybe it's Becca, and something pops in my head, I'm like, I got to talk to Becca about that at our meeting. How many times have you thought that? And then when you're at the meeting, you're going, it's something I needed to say to you, something I need to ask, something we need to talk about. And it was gone, like gone. And so all I do is I open that up, I write that note in there, close it down, I can forget about it. It like declutters my brain when I have this. So if you don't have one, like the Microsoft Surface could be a great product for you. Yeah, I know it is for Mike Simmons, and the iPad was just a great product for me. So whatever it is, I would highly recommend that you get something. If you like to write things down, like for me, putting pen to paper is so important. And I pushed this away for a long time. I was like, this Apple Pencil seems kind of ridiculous. It is fantastic, like phenomenal. That you will at least 2 to 3 times, like 3x your productivity from where you are right now, just using something like this. So hopefully this helps. If you guys like this and you want more of these kind of videos about how I operate, what I do, how you can use some of these tools and techniques and tricks in your business or your life to make it better, then let me know. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, comment on the video, share it with your friends. If this will help other people, then I want to get this in front of them. So hopefully it helps. So I'll see you guys on the next video. If there's anything that you want to see, drop it in the comments here and let me know. All right, see ya.